up, it's talking wrestling time. Pond Water and Amy, partners in crime. Dropping facts with laughs and trivia too. Pro wrestling tales coming straight to you. Stories wild and questions quick. Amy and Dave with the perfect kick. Tune in every week, don't miss the ride. Wrestling knowledge served with pride. Talking wrestling, it's a wild ride. Dave and Amy kicking ass on the wild side. Grab a chair and join the spree. It's all about the wrestling fantasy. They rant, they rave, they won't behave. Wrestling fans, come out your cave. It's time to party and misbehave. Talking wrestling, time to go. Ring the bell and start the show. They rant, they rave, they won't behave. Wrestling fans, come out your cave. It's time to party and misbehave. Talking wrestling, time to go. Ring the bell and start the show.
Hello, welcome in. We are live on the Markout Moments YouTube channel. It's time for Talking Wrestling with Pond Water and Amy. I'm Pond Water Dave. Joined with me as always is the First Lady of the Arn Anderson Fan Club, Miss Amy Vaughn. Amy,
Hey. Fabulous. How about yourself?
Oh, doing better. I'm getting there.
Wow, what's going on?
Well, my tooth. I've been having so much problems with my teeth and had a root canal and then the wisdom tooth removed and then it got infected and my jaw got big and
oh goodness.
I'm almost pretty certain I'm addicted to pain pills at this point.
Oh.
I took my steroids. I'm feeling better.
Oh, okay. So you're on steroids right now?
Well, I ate some Bojangles on the way home and I'm not hurting from it. So we're looking good.
Good deal. Good deal.
Bojangles in Byron, Mississippi. They opened one up. I normally go to Raising Cane's when I'm in Byron, Mississippi. Noticed the Bojangles, and because of my good friend Jay-Z, the Bojangles champion, I decided I'd go to Bojangles. And I got the Bo Bats and the Bo sauce.
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell you, now their biscuit and fries sucked. I mean, that just is what it is. But
now, for people who don't have Bojangles like me up here in Kentucky, what is a Bo Bite?
It's a chicken tender cut down the size of a nugget.
Oh, okay.
Because I ordered 12 of them, and they actually left me a full-size tender in there.
Oh.
But I will say that, and Raising Cane's is the same way. They sell chicken tenders, and then they have the cane sauce. And the cane sauce is it's great. But what I'm saying is, in my humble opinion, Bo sauce is greater than cane sauce.
Mm.
And now I do think that just giving me one Bo sauce with the biggest order that you make is a little bit stingy. Got a little work to do. But when I'm in Byram, I will definitely, pick between the two, I will probably choose Bojangles again.
Interesting.
But I mean, Bojangles can't touch them on the fries, though.
Right. Okay.
And I want to point out our good friend Efren's with us.
Hi, Efren.
And he always says, "Damn you, JD," during our open, because Efren does not like AI music. But I'd like to point out that that's 100% me. I did that version. JD did the original with you and Justin.
Mm-hmm.
But when I changed it, I actually developed that one.
Oh.
And if you would, don't damn you, Dave. It's damn it, Dave. And that gives me in all of the feels with my father, because I thought damn it, David was my name for a long time. With Father's Day coming up, I've been a little nostalgic about the old man. T-Weave's here with us tonight. Hey, T-Weave. Tim Robinson is here. Miss Ginger. Hi, Miss Ginger. I can't wait to. I'm sure I'll see you Friday night.
And Miss Ginger, did you retire? Did I see that correctly?
Congratulations on her retirement.
I'm pretty sure I did. Congratulations. We all wish we could be retiring, right?
Yeah. I think that since she's retired, she's hanging out at the bars chasing young men. I think that's what
again. We all wish we could be retired, right?
Coach Keith Morrison's with us.
Hi, Coach. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining us.
Later in the show, we'll be joined by two-time former NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion, BIW Worldwide Superstar, Steve Anthony. Steve Anthony's going to be with us a little later in the show. Anything good going on with you this week, Amy?
Well, now that school is out, my work schedule is a little bit lax, which is nice. I don't work as many days. I only work 2 this week. So, it gets like that in the summer. So Aaron's getting his braces off starting tomorrow. So he's very excited about that. And we are too. It's been 2 or 3 years. So what else we got going on here?
I can't imagine wearing braces. I had my jaws wired shut from around Halloween to Christmas. And
really?
Man, that just having all that in my mouth, it just drove me crazy. I can't imagine having to wear braces that long.
Well, the good thing with the braces is that, you get used to it for ages. Hey, I saw Efren. Speaking of Efren and JD, they were front and center at the All In pay-per-view.
Oh, really?
Yes. Did you not see their pictures? They were up
Must
front.
have missed it.
Yes.
But, hey, I got to tell you that I've been on a strict regimen of after I eat dinner. As a matter of fact, I've been taking a preemptive pain pill before dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And in the evening, like we turned on the hockey game the other night, and I woke up in time to see us that we lost really bad. I mean,
is that your way of saying maybe? Efren, how did you enjoy All In? Be interesting because it was in Phoenix, so not in Las Vegas, like it had been the previous years. But yes, there are several people that we knew that went to that
I heard
show. So.
Hangman Page won the Owen.
Yes.
I heard that Mercedes Moné won on the women's side. I'm sure that if Owen were here, he'd be really proud of that.
Well, and I think what? You weren't. Oh, I thought you were. Are you sure? Oh, Double or Nothing. Thank you. Sorry. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I get that All In, All Out. Oh, that's right. Double or Nothing. Okay. Sorry. That's how much prep I did. I'm very sorry, guys. All In, All Out, Double or Nothing. I was thinking about it because I text you all that to make sure, but I'm really starting to think about I want to go to Waterloo again. I really think I want to.
It's killing me. It's killing me that I won't make Waterloo this year.
Well, I thought I'd be okay, and then I see like Demolition's going to be there.
Yeah.
David Crockett's coming.
I wanted to be there with Mr. Crockett and Eric Bischoff.
Medusa's going to be there. She's getting an award. And I'm just like, oh, man. Edge is going to be there. I'm just like, man. I kind of am teetering a little
Mr.
bit.
Briscoe will be there.
Yes. All of the, but it's like people that
our friends will be there. I wanted to go, and I just can't. We just can't make it happen.
Are you going to StarCast?
No.
You're not going to StarCast. Okay.
I'm not. No, I will not be. I'm not going to Texas that weekend.
Okay. I didn't know.
We're having birthday party. Our grandkids' birthdays all hit. Mm-hmm. Lots of them in July. So we're just all going to throw it in together, one big party.
Yeah, because how far is it? Because you and Tep drove last time. So how?
It's 12 hours.
12 hours. I was going to say it's 8 for me. So I get you. Like that's a haul. And I was like, man, so now I've seen it. So now, like I said, well, that's what they do. They start telling Tim Hornbaker's going to be there. Like I'm thinking my sister, her son lives in Cedar Rapids, and I'm just like, I could just drop her off. I don't know. I'm conniving in my head.
I don't see
Aaron wants to go.
I don't see. Well, I can't get the time. So
right.
because I didn't put in for that week.
Mm-hmm. I know Sean can't go with me this time because, like I said, I'm kind of coming in at this late, and he's already going. He's going camping with some friends, and then we're going to Gatlinburg, and so I don't know. So I mean, it would be by myself. I try to get Mary. I was telling her about it today. Like, hey, do you want to go to Iowa with me? She's like,
I'm
why?
telling you, people, Waterloo, Iowa, the Gable Fez Museum, Tragos Fez. I'm sorry. It's the Dan Gable Wrestling Museum and Trago Fez Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. It's
magical. It's magical. Yeah. It's magical.
If you don't care about amateur wrestling, you will, but you will when you visit there. You'll see things that'll make you ask questions, and you'll learn about it. And
you might just get lucky enough to have the person there. Mr. Gable himself might be there to explain it to you. I
had a great conversation with Coach Gable.
Yes.
Because I went and got a picture with him before he left, and we just got talking about wrestling. And it's his goal. It's his goal to see amateur wrestling in every high school in all 50 states.
Mm-hmm.
And every school in 50 states, he'd like to see that. And that's why it excites me that Hogan and Bischoff and I can't remember the gentleman that they're involved with now on this, the Real American Wrestling.
Yep.
I'm glad that they've hitched their saddle to that. And amateur wrestling presented in the Voice style, American Idol style, whatever you want to call it. You're going to have a backstory about the wrestlers. You're going to see some amateur wrestling, and you're going to glamorize it. And that can't hurt hooking young people wanting to do that.
Definitely.
Because they all see WWE and want to do it, but they can't. But they can learn how to wrestle.
Definitely. And again,
that'll help them later if they want to convert and do the pro wrestling dream.
Well, and like you said, you can learn how to wrestle. There are all kinds of different weight classes. You don't have to be.
It's a sport
naturally
designed for everybody.
Exactly. It's designed for everyone, girls and boys alike. And so, no, I think that's great. I think that's wonderful that is his goal. And again, just the amount of different talents that are going to be there. Plus, they always have a show. That's where we met, or that's where I got to meet a lot of different. Dr. Tom's going to be there too this year. I remember seeing it, but I mean, again, you just get to meet all kinds of independent wrestlers that are up there, and I think it was Thunderbolt Patterson. No,
Thunderbolt and Baron von Raschke.
Well, it was his. Didn't they have like a Baron von Raschke? Did he not get like either a
Key to the City?
Yes, I was going to say. I was thinking that he got that while we were there, and I mean, it's just really fun. And I felt like there were good places around to eat. I mean, it was nice. Everything's within walking distance. It was good weather. I don't know. It was really nice.
And it wasn't stupid expensive.
Mm-mm.
It wasn't expensive at all.
Mm-mm. Not for everything that you get to do and see and engage and no. And I think I'm going to try to, if I go at this point, like they had some crazy things that they auctioned off, like you did a silent auction. I mean, there was like, a picture and it was like signed by like Harley Race and all these different other people. You're like, they're gone. You're never going to get that again, and so they had a lot of things being auctioned off and silent auction, raising money. Lots of cool stuff. I don't know. I'm with you. I really did enjoy it. And I think that I would like to go if I can swing it. I'm not 100% sure. I know I could swing it. You know how that is. If you really want something, like I could go, but how much, what kind of chaos am I going to cause? I don't know. We'll see.
Well, it's something that I haven't gave up, but I kind of have.
Yeah.
Because it's not like that 12 hours is hard.
yeah, and that's a whole day. I mean, so it's like you said, it's not like
Well, because
you
we were
can
going to
go up
drive
there.
last year, we were going to drive, we were going to stop and then get a room and then finish the drive the next morning.
Hmm.
But we were like, why don't we just keep on?
Yeah.
And we got there and I was exhausted. And was able to get in we called our hotel and we were able to get a room that night.
Hmm.
And I said, hey, we got this room for the rest of it. Can we get that? Or are we going to have to change rooms tomorrow? No, they were very accommodating to us. And
it's a nice hotel too. It's a nice.
yeah,
hotel.
but it was a hell of a drive.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I can understand because, like you said, you really need a whole day to do that and a whole day to get back. And you're right. Like if that's for you all, that just to make sure that the Hall of Fame that he's talking about, what is it? George Tragos
Luthez
Hall of Fame weekend is July 17th through the 19th. It's in Waterloo, Iowa. It's a great time. They have signings. They have a big banquet dinner, and all the different people that are getting their awards are there. And then they have a night of independent wrestling. And like I said, last year, Baron Von Raschke got the key to the city. They did that while we were there. It's just a good time. And so that's what's going on. But it is in Waterloo, Iowa. Mr. Gerald Briscoe is a huge proponent. He's on the board. So you'll see him. I mean, it's just amazing. You just see everybody walking around in the lobby. There's a bar I mean, walking down the street to go to the museum. The museum is amazing. If you've never gotten a chance to go, if you like that, like I love seeing stuff that people owned or they wore or is from a different era. I love the Smithsonian's for that reason. This is exactly what that's like. You have a lot of different items from different wrestlers, from amateur to professional. It's just really cool. Oh, I know. I saw that. I did see that, Andrew. I saw that Medusa was going to be on there. And again, that's another reason why I'm like, man, it's just the lineup starting to be really cool. And I'd really like to go. Andrew, are you going with Medusa? I didn't know. Andrew is Medusa's co-host on her podcast that she has.
Speaking of Andrew, you can catch Andrew and Terry and Allison Faye weekly on the TNA Top 10. You can catch them. They'll do a Facebook Live. They're on YouTube.
Did you get in on first off, have you seen Schitt's Creek?
I'm familiar with it.
Oh,
I'm vaguely familiar with it. That top 10 was not for me because I didn't know them all.
Oh my gosh!
I only watched it a handful of times, so I'm just kind of familiar with the characters.
Mm-hmm. You need to watch it more often.
How do you pronounce her name? Moira.
Moira. Uh-huh.
And it's
great.
That's the Kathleen.
Catherine O'Hara.
Catherine O'Hara character.
Uh-huh. She's great.
I used to watch Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy on Second City Television.
Oh yeah, from
back
Canada.
In the day. Yeah, hey,
mm-hmm.
but they do a great job. It's one of my favorites to listen to. If I don't catch it live, I definitely catch the audio. I love that Andrew's a Nebraska homer and the Yankees homer, and he was. I was listening to it on the way home from the dentist, and
oh, look what Terry put inside scoop. Oh, that's going to be great.
Top 10 one-liners.
Uh-huh.
That's timely too.
Norm, that's so cute. Those are good.
Used to say, "Hey everybody," and they go, "Hey Norm." He goes, "How you doing?" He goes, "Well, Woody, I'm stuck on life's highway trying to find a freaking off ramp." I don't know if he actually ever said that, but. And I always tell the story not saying freaking, but
well, hey, we'll know. Everybody be on the lookout for the top 10 one-liners from Cheers. That'll be coming out pretty soon.
Catch Brandon Turner, The Brilliant Show. The Brilliant when Brandon Turner presents The Brilliant Show several times a week.
Mm-hmm.
We do this once a week. I mean, he's working hard several nights a week, showcasing independent wrestling talent. He had Vladimir Koloff on, and I tried to watch.
Bloody baby.
Yeah, well, Vladdy Daddy.
Bloody
But,
daddy.
And I clicked on to watch it, and the pain pill took over, and I missed it.
Y'all let them know that. They'll never let you live it down.
I don't care. It was necessary.
You were on. When were you on the Brilliant Show?
A couple weeks
Do you
ago.
remember? A couple weeks ago.
Twice.
You've been on twice. I know, Brandon. We are going to work out a time. He's asked me to come join him, and we will work out a good time to do that. But if I may, I do want to let you know that I am going to be on the Till 5 Wrestling podcast this Friday at 7. Actually, that'll be 7 our time, or their time. It'll be 6 here, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to double check that. But we are going to be, I'm involved in a all-female tournament, wrestlers tournament. And we're going to be giving our picks, and we're going to be arguing why our certain people should be winning. And so it should be really fun. Aaron Bird invited me on, and they do a really good job. They have fun doing that. And so make sure you catch. I will try to put the link on our page so that way you can join us. I believe we're live on, like I said, Friday. It's Till 5 Wrestling Podcast. So make sure you join us and see who I pick to be the winner of the women's tournament.
All right.
Perks in the pot water.
And then you can catch our Mark Out Moments cohorts, Drunken Pop, Dave in the QC, Timmy C, TJ Stevens. They're fixing to do June of '89, I believe, is what I saw that the next episode is going to be. So go to Mark Out Moments, markoutmoments.net will take you to our YouTube page. Pondwaterdave.com will take you to our YouTube page. 2shows1cup.com will take you to our YouTube page. pwdpod.com will take you to our YouTube page. Our YouTube page isn't hard to find.
No, and we want you all to come join us on our YouTube page. I really like, one of my favorite things that Drunken Pop does is, like you said, they pick a time period and then they kind of tell you about what was going on during that time. And TJ will do some kind of box score trivia, which I know nothing about, but I always like listening because you just never know. And it's all about sports, and they'll say, whatever, tackles and yards thrown or balls hit or whatever. And then Tim does music, which I love, and Dave does movies. And so again, gets you all that nostalgia. You start thinking back about those time periods. You learn about, he'll tell you about the different movies and what was going on behind the scenes. And it's a really good time. Like I said, I really like that. Yes.
They're leaving pro wrestling to the pros over here at Talking Wrestling, and they're handling pop culture. So
yeah,
we got it all covered. And but I do enjoy pop culture, and I enjoy old music because old music will invoke a memory. Like this morning, I was just talking to the lady that checks me in at Corner Market, and they play 70s music. They play 70s on 7th on Sirius, and Leo Sayer was on.
Who?
Leo Sayer. You make me feel like dancing.
Oh, okay. And
it just takes me back to going roller skating in the late 70s.
Oh, heck yeah, roller skating. Yeah. Speaking of nostalgia, did you see Rick Derringer passed away today?
Yeah,
and he was actually a trivia question not too long ago, because he is the voice on Demolition's entrance song. And
I'm pretty sure Rick Derringer was a regular rock star.
Yes, no, he
did
was
wrestling music as well.
Yeah, he did. Oh Lord, I can't. Of course, now I can't think of it. Yes, he also did Real American Hero. He did Hulk Hogan's song.
Yeah.
He did, like I said, he did he did Demolition and Smash's song. What did I hear? Something Hoochie Coo. What's that song?
Rock and roll hoochie coo.
Thank you. He sang that one.
Rock and roll hoochie coo.
There was another song that he sung that I was like, oh, I didn't realize he did that. But you're right. He was a.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say, was that me?
Yeah, okay, that came out of Amy, y'all. Amy, I got to tell you, we were doing World Class Flashback live, and Darren Staley absolutely murdered me in the chat.
Uh-oh, what happened?
And all I'm going to tell you is that you got to go watch the episode because I'm not repeating the story.
Okay.
But Bronco Lubitsch was like pulling double duty. He just done a Broadway, and then he was in for the next match.
Uh-huh.
And we got to talk about Bronco and how, he didn't get around real good. And he's only 57 years old in 1983. I'm 59.
Right.
I mean, Jeff Jarrett and Bronco Lubitsch are the same age. And you can see what Jeff Jarrett can do and what Bronco Lubitsch couldn't do. So I went back and I looked at Bronco Lubitsch's career on Cage Match.
Uh-huh.
And I found matches that he had. Like in 71, he wrestled Angelo Poffo in Canada.
Really?
Well, then Timmy C pointed out what Lanny Poffo could do. His little parlor trick. And then he said Angelo Poffo could not do that.
Okay.
And then Darren Staley made a comment about it, and my Lord, it murdered me. Because then we did the Ronnie Millsap tie-in that he's always commented about.
Lordy.
So I'm telling you, if nothing else but to go over and follow the chat.
I got you.
Or just wait for me to put it on YouTube as a short, because he absolutely killed me. I was dead.
That's good to know.
I was vapor locking. Stephanie was about to get up and come check on me because I was in here going,
she's gonna thought she had got to get her asthma.
But Bronco Lubitsch, I actually looked, and he was wrestling for Jim Crockett Promotions the day I was born.
Interesting. Well, now you know why he couldn't get around so well.
Oh yeah.
He was eyeballing it from above. I was going to say Rick Derringer. Oh crap!
Efren says one of his knees is named Bronco. The other one is named Lubitsch.
Yeah. Hang on, Sloopy. That was his song. I
did not know that.
Yeah.
But it used to pop me as a kid because I thought he was singing Snoopy. I thought it was a song about Snoopy, and
I did too.
I didn't hear it as Sloopy as a kid.
That's when he was part of a group called the McCoys. So the McCoys sang that song. He was part of that group. And then he went on to work with Steely Dan, Alice Cooper, Kiss, Cyndi Lauper, Rocky and Roll Hoochie Coo, Still Alive and Well, and Real American. So that's interesting. Like you said, it's more than just, he had a musical career.
A good run.
He did a lot of different things, definitely. So he was 77, so rest in peace.
That ain't bad. It's really rock and roll.
Yeah.
Stay hard, Rick Derringer.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look at there.
I like it.
From the mind of JD Hoop, the new Mark Out Moments logo.
Love it.
You can get it on a shirt right now at jumpinthepond.com for the low price of $11. And I looked right before we came on.
49 cents.
Under $12 for a wrestling t-shirt. Designed by the same guy that designs gear for Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm. And LA Knight.
And the Street Profits.
And the Street Profits.
And right now you can go over to jumpinthepond.com. And none of our shirts are, regular price on a Talking Wrestling t-shirt is $15.99. Regular price.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, I don't even think you can log into the other guys' websites for under $20.
That's right. And we, not saying that they won't appreciate it, but we definitely will appreciate it.
And we're not doing this for the money. Our Patreon's a freaking $1.
That's right. And the Hurt Syndicate and Sammy.
And we got all this stuff fairly priced, but right now you can get 15% off of that.
That's right.
And I extended it till the end of June. So go to jumpinthepond.com. save 15%. You can get the Pucker Up Asshole shirt from Amy.
Of course.
You can get the Mark Out Moments. You can get the Drunken Pop. You can get the Talking Wrestling with Palm Water and Amy. Or you can get the ever popular I'm an Elderly shirt with the new Talking Wrestling with Palm Water and Amy on it.
I got me a new hat that's coming.
Hey, and these are comfortable shirts.
Very comfortable.
I mean,
yes.
I'm wearing the 2 Show 1 Cup shirt, also designed by JD Hoop.
Love it.
And these t-shirts are comfortable. It's a Glidden t-shirt. It's a very comfortable t-shirt.
And again, we appreciate all your hard work and putting that together for us, Pond Water. You do a really great job. We appreciate that.
Well, thank you so much.
We do.
And now it's time to move on to something that you do a great job at.
What is that?
I said that and then I didn't have it ready.
That's okay.
I say we have a producer.
All righty. Do I need to?
It's time for Amy's Trivia. Can you hang? How big's your brain? It's time to play.
So what we're going to do is, because Mr. Steve Anthony is a world junior heavyweight champion, I figured we do a little trivia about that. How about you?
Let's do it.
Think? Okay. The first NWA world junior heavyweight champion was Ken Fenelon. I've looked it up.
Sure.
I believe that's right. Fenelon. Maybe that's what it was. Who was awarded the title in May of what year?
You say Ken Fellon.
Fenelon? Like melon, Nellon, Fenelon.
Okay.
Just so you know where the brain was going. Was it 1941, 42, 43, or 44? Oh.
Man, I just had the looking at
I know.
champions, and I did not pay attention to what year.
I know. You start looking at it, and I was like, oh.
I'm gonna go 44.
44. Anybody in the chat? I will say this: I did not do any trivia about Steve Anthony on this because I thought we'd be doing this afterwards. So I figured he would have told us all his, so just so you know. Okay, we got some 44s. We got a 41. It's actually 1943.
Ah.
Now, I will tell you a few things because I learned. Okay, so
Coach Rosie's here.
hi, Coach. So Mr. Ken, he held it for 2 years before being defeated by a guy named Marshall Astepi in Toronto, Iowa. Okay.
All right.
Marshall's dad was named Bourbon. His name was Bourbon. I just thought that was interesting.
Okay.
Bourbon Astepi. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Next question. 1943. Next question. I'm sorry. Who held the NWA Junior Heavyweight title for the longest number of days? This person also had the highest number of reigns as the champion with 7. So over 7 reigns, he had the longest number of days holding this title. Okay. Was it Danny Hodge, Nelson Royal, Hiro Matsuda? Hiro, thank you. Hiro Matsuda, or Mike Quackenbush? Coach Keith says A.
I think it was Danny Hodge. I was gonna guess Nelson Royal, but then I don't think Nelson Royal held it that many times. It would make sense. But then again, Danny Hodge to hold it 7 times means he would have had to lost it 7 times.
True.
But I'm going with Coach Keith. I'm going with Danny Hodge. T-Weave thinks it's Danny Hodge. Coach Rosie thinks it's Danny Hodge.
Look at all y'all. Y'all are super smart. It is Danny Hodge. He actually held it for 4,141 days total in those 7. And he did. He held it 7 different times.
That's a who's who
It
of
really
wrestling
is.
that has held this championship.
And you, like you said, you look at it started in the 40s, and we have a champion now. And so, Dory Funk held it, Vern Gagne held it, and and like
Well, that wasn't. You say Dory Funk. That's not Dory Funk Jr.
yeah, that's the
That's
dad.
Dory
That's
Funk Jr.
right.
Daddy.
Yeah,
Dory Funk.
that's
Dory
very,
Funk.
very
Brother
true.
Terry held the World Heavyweight Championship.
How many years is that?
Champion. And Mike DiBiase, Ted DiBiase's dad.
Yep. 4141 divided by 365. That is about 11 years, Bad Money.
He had a good run.
Total over several
Good
decades.
morning, Ben Jones.
Oh, I know, Ben. But no, you're right. It really is a who's who. And then and as we keep talking, we'll see other names. All right, next question. Who held the title the longest in a single reign? So one reign lasted this long. This person held the title for 1,275 days until he was defeated by Craig Classic at the NWA Florida November Coming Rain event. So was it Scott Armstrong, Nelson Royal, Tiger Mask 4, or Mike Quackenbush? So this person held it for 1,275 days and then was defeated by Craig Classic. Who could that be?
Apparently, I'm going to go Nelson Royal.
Anybody else have a guess out there in Chatland? Chatland. I like Terry. It's either B or D. Why don't you just pick it? It's either A, B, C, or D.
He committed to B. He committed to B at the end.
Oh, he went with you. Okay, Coach. Ooh, Coach going on his own. He thinks it's Mike Quackenbush.
Mike Quackenbush. Coach may be right.
Somebody's right. I'll tell you that much.
Well, let's see.
Is it Terry or is it Keith? It
Coach
was
Keith?
Mike. It was Mike Quackenbush. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, the Florida should have gave it away for me.
A soft commitment. All righty. Billy Corgan's company, Lightning One Inc., purchased the NWA, including its name, rights, trademarks, and championships. As a result, the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Championship was vacated at that time. The title remained vacant until what year, when it was won by Homicide in a four-way match at the Crockett Cup? Was it 2019, 2022, 2023, or 2024?
I'm going with Terry Weaver on this. It was 2022. Because I had it stick up my ass because the former champion wasn't invited.
Who was the former champion?
Don't get ahead of us.
Oh, my. Oh, okay. Okay. Yes. Won by Homicide sounds. That's true. Won by Homicide. That does sound bad. You're right. That does sound bad.
That
was
sounds...
won by the wrestler Homicide.
Yeah, this ain't GCW.
By, I guess. You all are correct. It was 2022. It was the four-way was between, sorry to bring up bad thoughts, but it was between Austin Aries, Colby Corino, sorry, and Darius Lockhart. The other thing I wanted to mention is, well, no, I'll mention it in a minute. That's okay. We got a little bit of time. Okay. Who was the last NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion before Lightning One, which I just said was the Billy Corgan Company, purchased the NWA? Was it John Saxton, Barrett Brown, Mr. USA, or was it Steve Anthony? So one of these gentlemen was the heavyweight champion before, NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion before Lightning One purchased the NWA. Who was that?
Yep, he had to turn in the belt. Oh, I know. I can't believe Miss Ginger hadn't guessed it yet. D, might as well be considering your guest, Coach Lincoln. I'm going to give y'all 5 more seconds, and I'll tell you it's 5, 4. Miss Ginger, ding, 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 ding. Miss Ginger got it.
That's right.
50 caliber Barrett Brown.
It was Mr. Barrett Brown.
And Ricky Morton's kid,
Carrie
Morton, actually gave Barrett Brown title shot, gave him opportunities to win his belt back.
Oh,
When he was champion, they wrestled in. I know they wrestled in Texas a couple times.
uh-huh.
They wrestled in Tennessee once, but
Tennessee.
but he was one of the former. He was one of the first Corrigan junior champions that gave Barrett a shot. And that's all Barrett wanted, you know.
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, that's one of those things. It's almost like an injury. You know how sometimes people are injured and they have to relinquish their title.
Let's go back. Look,
not their, huh?
When you look at that list of choices,
Mm-hmm.
I referee championship matches for all 3 of them.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Who? Mr. USA? Is he
Mr.
not
USA
on your?
is the only one that I didn't. But John Saxon, Barrett Brown, and Steve Anthony.
Look at you go. That's the reason why you're in the
And that
Southwest
belt,
Texas Hall
and
of
that
Fame.
belt that Barrett retired is
Mm-hmm.
probably, it's my favorite. Steve Anthony's is a different one.
Mm-hmm.
The different version that he held
Yeah.
before that one, the one that he had against Liger. But the one that Barrett had was red, and it was made like the 10 pounds of gold.
Oh, really?
And it was so beautiful. Leather Rebels did it. It was my favorite version of that belt. It may be one of my favorite NWA belts of all time.
Nice. All right, next question. How many times, I did this one for you and me, because
Okay.
I live in Kentucky, you live in Mississippi. How many times has the championship been won at a show in Kentucky or Mississippi throughout its history? Okay. Is it 2, 3, 4, or 5 times?
Is it a combination?
It's a combination.
Okay. I didn't know if
Combination.
coincidentally it was the same number for both states. I'm going to say it's 5 altogether.
Terry says 3. You say 5. Anybody else want to take a guess? If it's 2, 3, 4, 5, how many times has the championship been won at a show in Kentucky or Mississippi? You know, what's really interesting is that this started, the junior heavyweight title started in the Iowa territory of NWA. And it was really, for like the first decade, it was really fought over in Iowa. And then it kind of started moving around a little bit. There's a lot in Tennessee, you know, where it was.
It got hot. It got hot with Crockett in the 80s between Nelson Royal, Denny Brown, and then Lasertron.
Yeah. So nobody guessed it. It was actually 4. So what's really interesting about that is that it is actually 2 and 2. But, you know, so I'll start with in 1973. Ken Mantell, yes, that Ken Mantell of WCCW and
Booker for World Class, brother of Johnny Mantell.
Exactly. He defeated Danny Hodge in a house show in Jackson, Mississippi in 1973. And then in 1988, Nelson Royal defeated Scott Armstrong at a show in Hazard, Kentucky to win the belt. In 2003, it says Brother Love. I don't
think it's the same one.
Not the same Brother Love. He held it for like 100 days. He defeated Jimmy Rave at a house show in Greensville, Mississippi. And then in 2017, Mr. USA defeated Eric Andrews at a house show in Franklin, Kentucky.
Okay.
And that is the 4. That is the 4 in Kentucky or Mississippi. I thought that was interesting.
Okay.
And the last question is fill in the blank. Who is the current NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion? Do you know who he is?
Oh, we do now. It's Alex Taylor. I didn't mean to click it.
Alex Taylor has been the champion for almost a year. He won it in, did I write that down? He defeated Joe Alonzo in June 28th of 2024. So he's also almost been a champion for a year.
Okay.
One thing that I thought was really interesting, I don't know if you know this or not, talking about the junior heavyweight champion. Again, it has a long history, and it has had several vacancies. It's had some different things like that. But Leroy McGurk was actually holding the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship belt when he had his car accident and became blind, and he had to vacate it because he retired. So I thought that was again. I thought that was
a lot of names that popped out on there that when I was going back looking at them today, that I was surprised to see them on there. Vern Gagne really surprised me.
Yes, Vern Gagne won. Like you said, you know, the 40s, 50s, 60s, you know, I mean, this title goes, I mean, like I said, today, where we have Alex Taylor, who holds the title now. So that belt is 60, 70. I mean, you know, you're looking at almost 80 years reigning.
80,
and so
80,
you're right.
Years.
I love that Nelson Royal and Scott Armstrong fought for it in Hazard. I love that.
Well, let's
you know.
Let's bring somebody on that's wore it on 2 occasions.
Heck yeah.
He's been entertaining crowds all over the world for 2 decades. And you can catch him coming up in Brookhaven, Mississippi, June 7th against King Rob Love in a dog collar match. Welcome to the show, Steve Anthony, the exclamation point. How are you, sir?
Hey, guys. I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Doing just
wonderful.
great. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
I've been excited about this. Doing research about you has been a lot of fun.
Probably didn't take you too long, did it?
Oh.
Hey,
I'm gonna tell you
to clear up. I know you. I caught the end of you guys running down the former champions. Brother Love, I don't know if you knew him. He was Marvin. He was actually from Mississippi. I'm surprised, Dave, you haven't ran into him as long as you've been around. But yeah, not the Brother Love that we've seen at WWF, WWE days. But Marvin was NWA World Junior Champion.
Okay. Yeah, we decided since you were going to be on tonight that Amy's trivia was going to be about that championship.
And we learned a lot because, again, 80 years, there's a lot of names, and you're one of them. And that's really cool. So glad that you got to come on here with us and talk to us about it.
No, it's really cool, but it still seems so unreal, especially both of my title reigns who I defeated, Jushin Liger for the first one. And then, of course, legendary Tiger Mask. So, yeah, for my name.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Steve.
Oh, no, he froze up. Let's see if
we lose connection.
No, you froze
there we
up.
Go.
Okay.
There you go.
Just as you started, you froze up.
That's my matches, right? I get freeze up.
So you were saying
no,
you just told us about
to go in the record books with those guys is just it's unbelievable.
Yes, when you look at the I mean, we won't stay on the NWA long, but you go back and you look at the record books for just about any NWA title. It's a who's who of professional wrestling.
Oh, most definitely. It was, the longest running professional wrestling organization there was. Still is.
And I noticed that you recently had a match with Izzy James. And he's one of your guys. And he added his name to an incredible list of champions when he became the NWA Texas champion this week.
Yeah. What a great talent. Izzy is one of my guys. I met him years ago. He was just getting started and kind of didn't train him, but helped. One of the guys that helped groom him, and man, he's he's doing great things right now. And yeah, congratulations if he's watching this or somebody pass it on. Yeah, first ever NWA with the new regime, right?
Right.
Texas heavyweight champion. So congrats to Izzy.
But he puts his name on a historic list, and I go way back with him too. I used to referee for him in Texas when I was starting out and he was starting out. So
Right. Good
so
kid.
it's always good to see those guys doing well.
Most definitely.
Well, I was going to say, I know, Dave, you know Mr. Anthony quite well. I know you've refed a lot of matches, and I really hope you do.
Hey, now, you don't have to do that. I know I got all this great, but leave the mister out. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I do hope you beat Rob Love. I've met him before, and I think he deserves a good whooping. So I hope that you do that to him. But I would love to know a little bit from the beginning of, like, how did you get into wrestling, and who was your favorite wrestler growing up?
Oh man, there's so many to pick one favorite, but of course I was a big Rock and Roll Express fan. You know, Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson, and I got to share the ring with those guys. And you know, later, and we'll get to that later on in my career, I actually got to study under Robert for a little while, so he kind of mentored me. But to make a long story short, because yeah, you can see all the gray, so I've been around a little while. But I actually broke in the business at 14 years old.
Really?
Yeah. Good friend of my dad's helped bring me in. He wrestled as a Chief Little Bear. Just kind of, he had been around, but he was kind of a journeyman, trained by Boris Malenko, who's Dean Malenko's father.
Mm-hmm.
He actually got me started, got my basics, and then from there it was just going about finding my way. I found and met the Armstrongs and trained under Scott and Bob for a while. Ken Massey helped me. I learned from Steve Regal, and you know, just picking guys here and there, whoever I can latch on to and just learn from. And then finally, I moved out to Missouri and trained with the greatest wrestler on God's green earth, Harley Race.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, which was really special. Took well to Harley and his wife, BJ. They took me and my wife in like we were family, and we got really close. And, you know, Harley had a way of training, and I already had experience. I wasn't adapted to his way. And I was there maybe just a few months. And I remember him calling me in the office one day, and he's like, "You're going to be the trainer of my guys." And I'm like, "What?" You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Harley, I didn't come from your system. You know, he's like, "Nobody else that I would trust other than you." And, you know, I ended up for 2 years becoming his head trainer.
Nice.
What a pat on the back, right? Like what a thumbs up to get.
Yeah, I owe so much to Harley. You know, I already kind of had my foot in the door at WWE, but Harley definitely opened up some further back doors that I probably couldn't have done by myself. I know I couldn't have done by myself, and he definitely opened up the door to Japan and got me my first tour of Pro Wrestling Noah.
Awesome. You mentioned, I just want to say, you mentioned Ricky Morton. He was also a junior heavyweight champion. He's on the list too. So when you said that made me think about that list. I was like, him and Kerry both. I said, what a cool thing.
I got to ask you.
Squirrel. Sorry, I had to interject that. No.
You mentioned all these guys that you liked when you were growing up watching, and then you get into a business that puts you in the ring with them, and they become your peers and your opponents. How do you manage the excitement of getting to work with your heroes?
I guess that's where that word professional comes in. Yeah, you know, it was a big thrill ride, but in the end, you know, you're going to work. You're going to do a job. You got a job to do. So you keep it professional, and then, you know, you kind of take all that excitement home with you, and, you know, but yeah, I got the opportunity to work with a lot of great guys. And then look, I let them know the respect I had for them, but in the end, when it was bell time, it was go time. You know, it was no more starstruck. It was, I'm here for a reason, not just a season.
You know, I have to tell you, I've been doing this now. I've been refereeing for 20 years. And when I hate giving compliments like this because then it makes it sound like you're crapping on everybody else. And that's not the case. But when it comes to intensity, and that word you use, professionalism in the ring, you by far, there's a few that are rivaling you in it. But man, I'm telling you, when I'm in the ring with you, and it's hard to be in the ring with you and not watch. And ever since, I don't even remember who your opponent was, but I was guilty of watching one night, and you got on my ass, and rightfully so. But I've been alert. I've been since that match. That's one lesson I'm never going to forget. And even when referees ask me for advice, young referees, I said it's work, don't watch. Work, don't watch. And it always goes back to that moment and you did it in a way that you got your point across. And I don't think I've ever done it again. But that's just how good you are. Like we recently were on a show together for Lost Art of Wrestling, and that particular night I didn't get your match, but it was you and Exodus Prime, so I got to watch from the curtain.
I remember you telling me you was going to watch. Yep.
So I don't get that opportunity very often, because sometimes I'll look at a card and I don't want to share. I'm hoping the other referee doesn't show, or because I want to do them all. But getting to watch you work is always fun for me. But getting to work with you is great, and I get extra nervous before the matches because I don't want to disappoint you, and I don't want to do anything take away from one of your matches. And I just want you to know that when your advice to me is a piece of advice that I've been given in the wrestling business that stuck with me probably stronger than anything else I'd ever heard.
Well, good. Hopefully I wasn't too rough with you, Dave. But no, man, look, likewise. I love being in the ring with you. You know, you make it so easy. And this day and age, and not to knock on anybody, but it's kind of disappointing. You know, the referee is part of the match, and guys forget that. You know, especially in tags, man. You know, but when I'm in there with you, it's like I can relax because I know I got a third partner in that ring that's going to do his job and going to keep it right. So, you know, just as much as you look up to me, I look up to you just as much. So
thank you. That's very kind of you. I want to bring up a picture. I want to bring up some of the people that you've worked with. Let me change the screen so we can do this. You recently worked with Anthony Green, and I've been singing the praises of this match since it happened. I didn't know anything about this gentleman before this match. Just I'd heard a few things, and I want to thank 463 for these pictures. Was this your first time working with him at this match?
This was our first time being around each other in the same building, the same state, probably at the same time. Definitely our first time in the ring together.
Is this the tournament? Is this from the? This is not from the tournament. Okay.
No,
Southern
Royalty brought him in as a roadblock.
Okay.
Steve's been going through Southern Royalty. Southern Royalty's his creation.
Yeah.
He was another roadblock from the Rob Love arsenal.
And
like I said, can't wait for you to beat him up.
He beat everybody in Southern Royalty, and so Rob Love trying to avoid
international member is what they called him, right?
Called him an international member and brought him in.
Oh, okay.
And you look.
Ooh, was that oh Lord.
And look, man, to Anthony's credit, you know, he's well traveled. He spent a lot of time the past few years in pro wrestling, in Japan, you know, tag team champions, and just, you know, making a great name for himself. I mean, hell, he's been under contract WWE, he's been AEW, so.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. You think you're saying, "Oh my God, looking at the picture."
That's a great thing. You're like, what in the world is going on here?
I know.
I know what it is, but
please don't let them on your head. That's all. Like, please. Oh, look at Dave.
Yeah, look at the look on my face. I ain't believing any of this. And then after the match, Rob Love is
Of
pissed
course.
off because he didn't achieve his goal.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes out and it results in Steve Anthony and Anthony Green shaking hands at the end of it because Anthony didn't appreciate the treatment he was getting from Rob Love.
Good.
So I got to tell you that you two made magic that night. I mean, I was riding a high just being a part of that one.
It's just so weird. You know, some guys, Caleb Conley was another one, man. You know, never met him before. We get in the ring and it was just magic. And every time me and Caleb has had a match since, I don't want to jinx anything because hopefully we'll do it again, but it's always just been one of those you walk away from like, I've never said I had a great match. It's just me. But at the end of the night, I can walk away and being like, that was something.
It's pretty special.
It was something.
And Caleb's our heavyweight champion, so
yes, he is.
But you get Rob Love behind you, maybe you can set your sights on him. It's a belt. It's a belt that you've held. It's a belt you've held, I believe, 3 times.
Two. The only person to hold it 2 times, and yeah, who knows? There may be another round.
Well, they have it listed. They had it listed as the BIW Southern, but then it just had it listed as BIW Southern again with 1,400 days, a lot earlier. So I wasn't sure if it was a two or 3 reigns.
It was 2, definitely 2.
But you held it for a long time.
Yeah,
You've held. He's held quite a few. I mean, of course, we talked about the NWA Junior, the NWA Elite, Wildcat, the BIW Southern, the MLW Heavyweight. And when I say MLW, I mean Major League Wrestling, Harley Race's organization. And the MLW tags, he's been around the world and done it all.
Yeah, I've held a few.
How long were you kind of the trainer at Harley Race's school?
For about 2 years.
2 years?
Yep.
I was just curious. We used to live, my dad was in the Air Force Base, and we used to live in Illinois, right across, was it Illinois? Anyway, in that area. And I was 2 probably when we were there. And again, we could get Harley Race wrestling, territory in that area. And so I always remember Harley Race. So whenever you were talking about that you were at his school and stuff, I was just curious. So
yeah, because Harley was the NWA champion, of course, but he was based out of the Missouri area, and they did St. Louis wrestling, St. Louis, Kansas City territory. And Harley, matter of fact, Harley actually owned part of that territory at one time. So
cool.
Harley Race was on the first wrestling card I ever went to.
Really? Where was that?
He wrestled King Kong Bundy on the undercard of Kerry Von Erich and Ric Flair. 2 out of 3 falls was the main event. And Harley was going against King Kong Bundy for the American Championship on the first show I ever went to.
World class, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
What year was that? 82?
82. August of 82. Then I saw him defend the championship in 83.
Because you thought it was going to be Ric Flair,
Well, I
right?
thought it was going to be Ric Flair, and we got to the arena, and Harley had won the belt and stepped in.
I remember you telling that story.
Steve had just shared a video of Harley Race and David Von Erich on his Facebook page earlier today.
Oh,
yeah, I came across that. Yeah,
isn't that just tells you how much he thought of David Von Erich?
Man,
for him to put over David with the Iron Claw.
Harley was so unselfish, though. If you know him, you knew him. But even if you just go back and look at what he did in his matches and what he gave people, and he didn't have to, he was just, he was about the business. Harley's famous thing was, I got to make you look good because I have to make them believe I beat somebody.
I think we talked about it last week. There's a hidden gem between him and Bob Backlund.
Oh yeah,
and it's a headlock match.
Yeah,
Backlund's squeezing him for all it's worth, and Harley's screaming like his head's about to explode. I mean, he's selling that headlock like, and they work this. And it's the epitome of work because this goes on for a while.
Oh yeah.
And they don't lose the crowd.
No, and and yeah, people will watch it today and boring, whatever. But it was so much more realism. It was so much. Today's society probably couldn't sit through that because everything wants everything. They want it now, and as soon as you give it to them, they want the next best thing. It's their attention span is just not there anymore to pull off something like that. But yeah, to watch what those guys did back then and to understand it, it was true work. They told stories.
You mentioned earlier that working with Harley Race kind of helped open some doors, whether, in Japan. How exactly did that help you get over to Japan being with Harley? Did he just give you some names, or did y'all take a tour?
No, so Harley would do a big camp once a year. I want to say, if I remember right, it was around September-ish. And he would always have, he was really tight with Masawa and those guys because that was pretty much Baba's guys where Harley first started in Japan, which was New Japan, if I remember right. And then they split off and formed Noah. So Noah would come, WWE, and I forget who else, but he always brought in like the top companies to look at. Hell, I think the first camp I ever did in 2007 probably had about 50, 60 guys, and through there is where I first started my relationship with Harley. And we started talking about me moving to Missouri. And even before I moved, he would ring my phone. Hey, I got WWE coming to Missouri. Why don't you fly up here and, I'll get you on and stuff. But when things wasn't going exactly the way I wanted with WWE, he said, well, what about focusing more in Japan? I was like, that's my dream. And pretty much made a call to Noah, and they kind of knew who I was already. So it was just bad timing for that first tour because Masawa had just passed away, and they were just pretty much revamping the company. But I got the thumbs up from Go Shiozaki, which I'm sure you guys have heard of. Go actually stayed probably almost a year with us in Missouri, training American style. So we became really close. And then also got the thumbs up from Marufuji, which was really big, to get a thumbs up from Marufuji. I had so much respect for him and just loved his work. But yeah, it was, Harley actually making those calls for me and saying, hey, I got a kid here and I think could do you some good. So had it not been for that, I could have just got lost in the shuffle.
Right. So how many tours? I'm sorry, Dave.
No, go ahead.
How many tours of Japan did you end up doing, do you think?
7 altogether.
7 for
between Noah and New Japan. Yeah.
And you go for 2 or 3 weeks or months? How does that work?
The first tour of Japan for Noah was I think it was 3.5, 4 weeks. And then the rest was just like a week. So
okay. I always heard, I've never been, but I always heard the crowds are so different. They're very polite and they're very respectful. Did that kind of, I don't want to say throw you off, but was that something that you had to adjust to, going from probably an American crowd who's cheering and maybe throwing stuff at the point, but to a crowd that would be politely watching?
My first times in Noah, yes. And actually I find the fans are different from company to company too. But by the time it was quite a few years in between Noah and New Japan, by the time I went to New Japan, they actually became a little bit more Americanized and were kind of a lot more vocal than back in the Noah days.
How was it working with Japanese talent that didn't speak English? With the language barrier?
I guess we kind of go back to what I was saying earlier. It becomes professionalism, just knowing and studying and just feeling. So it wasn't that difficult. I'll put it to you. Not for me.
Did you find it to be a harder hitting style than what you were used to?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Well, I mean, I remember back in the day, Kevin Von Erich used to say that it was tough on him because of especially as many concussions as he had. That they just
Well,
very stiff. So
all Kevin's matches were probably Japanese, because if you listen to anybody that's ever worked Kevin,
yeah, he was right at home. Oh,
Can you tell us a little bit about the time surrounding you winning the NWA Junior Heavyweight title? You've won it twice. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we got disconnected.
What did? Okay, so you did. Okay,
No,
I was wondering if you could just kind of give us a tale of how the time period of you winning the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion, because you've won it twice in close succession, right? I mean, it was kind of like a certain time period that you won it. Is that correct?
Correct. I want to say 2017. Chase Owens had went over to Japan, lost the belt to Liger. Liger defended in Japan. They brought him back to the States at the Cauliflower Alley Club. And that's where I wrestled him in Vegas. Won it in Vegas. Went to Japan like a month later, if that, a few weeks later, for the rematch, and beat him in Japan. And then went back and wrestled Tiger Mask, lost it to Tiger, and then went back to Japan and beat Tiger for it.
Was that the first time you had a match for the title? It is with Liger, or had you previously been in matches for the title?
A few years back. Oh man, I feel bad because he was such a good champion. Kevin
Douglas.
Kevin Douglas. Yes, thank you. God, I don't know why I couldn't. I wrestled Kevin Douglas a couple of times for it. And came up on the short
Kevin Douglas a lot when I was getting started.
Yeah. I think he came out of Rodney Mack's school, if I'm not mistaken. But I wrestled Kevin a couple of times for it, and I think other than that, after that, it was just Liger. I don't think I'd ever wrestled for it again.
What a time! The Cauliflower Alley. That's where you won it. I bet that was quite. I mean, I'm sure there was a lot of prestigious people there too watching. Yes. I can imagine that would amplify the win, I think.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's pretty cool.
Definitely. And Harley just so happened to be there tonight too.
Aww.
So yeah, it was really cool.
Was he proud of you? I bet he was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Did you wrestle Liger in Arkansas?
No, Arkansas was AJ.
Okay.
TCW days. It was me and AJ. Yep.
Okay. I remembered that whole time when I thought it was around the time that you were champion again. When you were with Elite.
Yeah.
When BIW and Elite were both NWA territories, and you were defending the title for there a lot.
Yeah. No, we had just had the two matches.
Yeah, that's right. You had AJ Styles at that match, and that was
4th of July. Actually, it was a 4th of July. We did that big TCW show in Arkansas.
Yeah, I got stuck working. I wanted to fire everybody. I couldn't have my holiday off. I was going to go. Yeah.
Boo. So, where did you wrestle Liger in Tokyo? The Tokyo Dome?
No. Oh man. Matter of fact, it's crazy. I wrestled him in Go Shiozaki's hometown. I can't remember the name.
We should have told you we were going to do all this stuff. You're like, we're making you remember dates and places.
Yeah. I just always remember. I'm going to think of it probably after we get off. But Go's hometown was famous for the big meat. There wasn't steak; it was horse. That's yeah. So I remember telling him that I was going to be wrestling his hometown. He told me, you have to go to such and such restaurant and have horse.
Oh,
yeah.
Let's see, you lost it in Okayama.
Yes.
Steve, did you eat horse? I don't know if I want to know.
I actually did.
You beat him in Kumamoto, Japan.
Kawamoto. That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
That's
Kawamoto.
pretty cool. That was his hometown that you won. That's where you
That's where I defended against Liger.
defended. Thank you. I'm thinking about it. And then you lost. Then he won it. No. Tiger Mask won it.
Yep. Tiger won
Where-
it. Where was that,
he?
Dave?
Okayama.
Okayama. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember Bruce Thorpe was with me that night, and he got on the mic and told the fans that he was glad to be in Okama, which translates Japanese as gay.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Yeah. He didn't realize what he said.
I've heard that he had a knack for that sometimes.
Good old Bruce.
He's a character. Oh my goodness. Talk to me about this match that you have coming up against Rob Love. The stakes are very, very high for this.
Yeah, when I started the whole Southern Royalty thing, I knew what Rob brought to the table, and I knew, look, my thoughts were different back then. I knew I can use him to keep what I needed to keep, and that was the BIW championship.
Mm-hmm.
But Rob had other ideas, and I think the ideas is when I went away for a while and just kind of had to flush my system of wrestling. And Rob just kind of gave the reins to Rob, but he took those reins way too serious and went way overboard with it. It never was supposed to get out of control the way it did, and which was, when I decided to come back. Matter of fact, when Josh called me, I knew that was going to be an issue, and sure enough, when I came back, it was kind of my thing to come back and see what was going to happen, and just what I thought would happened. And I knew if anybody was going to stop it, it was going to be me. I created it, so I know how to stop it.
Yeah, and I don't think that you wrestle any different now than you did then. You hit the same intensity. It's always been the same, but the disrespect that this group showed you upon your return.
Yeah, well,
and if you lose, I mean, this is a pretty tough stipulation. And it was even said at ringside, and we don't normally hear this kind of talk at BIW, but they said if you lose, you're basically Rob Love's bitch.
Yeah.
And if you win, then Southern Royalty disbands.
Yep. You talk about the disrespect, but as the book would say, a man's never respected in his hometown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And of course, Southern Royalty, like I said, being something I created. When the boss is away, the mice will play. The mice play, but they just wasn't smart enough to play the game that I play. I taught them a good bit, but the teacher don't never teach you everything. So I got a few tricks for Rob.
I was shocked that he agreed to a dog collar match because he can't run from you.
No,
right.
But
he can't. I mean, he can only go as far as that chain.
Rob's not stupid, and neither am I. I know Rob's got plans, and I'll just leave it. I'll leave it like that. I know Rob's got plans, so we'll see how. 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Not this Saturday, but next Saturday.
I'm confident I'll have my hands full that night.
No
Yeah.
kidding. Was there a time limit on how long you had to be his servant? I think it noted. Is it just you don't plan on losing, so I guess you probably really hadn't thought about it, right?
I really didn't. I just in the moment. When he threw it there, I was just like, yeah, whatever. It won't happen anyway. And I won't say I put my foot in my mouth because I'm more than capable, but I don't even think he threw out a stipulation as far as time goes.
Nobody with any power seemed to be holding Rob's feet to the fire to face Steve Anthony.
Yeah.
I mean, they agreed to Anthony Green coming in as a roadblock.
Yeah.
Right.
So I could tell you as far as time goes, if it was 1 minute or 1 year, it would seem like an eternity to spend any time doing anything for Rob Love.
You mentioned that you went away and recharged your batteries, but you didn't really come back on your own accord. You kind of got pulled back into it. And you talked about the disrespect. Let's talk about Vordell Walker.
Now, who is that?
Vordell Walker? Oh,
yes,
God.
who is that?
You need to, when we get done tonight, you need to go YouTube Vordell Walker and find some of his matches.
Okay.
He's
ornery.
Vordell's
he's like the Rock. He's like the Rock, but vicious.
Oh, okay.
Rock was much more vicious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Long story short, a lot of people didn't know me and Vordell were probably best of friends for years, you know, and we would have our differences here and there. Well, lo and behold, you know, and look, I've never claimed to be, like I told you guys earlier, there's not a match of mine that I'll walk away and say I liked, it was great or anything. But for some reason, people would say that Steve Anthony was the best in the South. Great compliment. Well, I guess it didn't sit well with Vordell, and it ate him up. And, you know, when I decided to go away, he was the first person I told, you know, like, I'm done. I got it. I don't know if this is for good or what, but I got to go. Well, I guess with that, and then knowing he wouldn't possibly ever have a match with me again, and me, of course, being called the best in the South by peers and fans alike, it just ate him up, and he blew a gasket and started doing some real personal stuff. He even left stuff on my front door, invaded my house. It got pretty nasty, yeah, until it finally came down to us wrestling each other in a cage.
Oh no! Okay.
Yeah.
Was that in Houma?
That was Houma, Louisiana. For
my favorite town. My favorite town that I've ever refereed in.
That's the place that still believes, right?
Yes.
Yeah. If you go back and just type Houma, Louisiana, and Jim Cornette's name, and Cornette loves Houma, Louisiana.
I love it. Okay, I will do that.
I mean, I'm not even exaggerating. It's my favorite place ever. Yeah. Like my first time down there, they wanted to kill me.
I remember
like
you
security
saying that.
stopped the woman from coming around and getting me. I left during the main event because I did not want to go out with the crowd when I left.
The two towns that I probably had to watch my back the most when I was the heel was Houma and Brookhaven. Brookhaven is just another town. Yeah, it was pretty.
And that's where you're going. That's where June 7th is, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but they love me now. Yeah.
Okay.
They hated me before, but they love me now. So I'm
okay. Good.
Yeah.
I figured, but I wanted to make sure.
Oh man, the fans in Brookhaven they're different.
I've had them try to hit me with walkers and canes and.
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
And they remember. I mean, I remember the first time I went down there. I was on my way in and I didn't know where to park. I parked out front and they were already in line. And I was hearing about the time before that Tim Storm had torn the door off.
Yeah.
So
him and Vordell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was in a cage match with Vordell and Saxon once. And I was in a cage. I mean, I was in a match with Vordell and Rodney Mack. And they were hitting each other so hard that it was like, this is getting out of control, and my little ass is not going to be able to do anything about it.
Were you getting ready to climb over the cage? Were you going to be the winner? No.
Well, they weren't in a cage. They were just wrestling. And
oh goodness. Okay.
I mean, you can only imagine. When I tell you to go look up Vordell Walker,
I will definitely do that.
And
just look up the word intensity and you'll see a picture of Vordell.
Okay. I will definitely do that.
Just intense, pure, just ungodly strength. Oh my God.
How stupid strong. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you guys know Keith Lee, right? Keith Lee's knocking everything at 350, 400 pounds. And very agile. Well, he jumped off the apron to do a Hurricane Rana to Vordell one night, and Vordell caught him midair, stood him up, and powerbombed him. I'm just like,
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
That's a feat and a half right there.
Yeah.
I got a funny story about Keith Lee. I'll share with you. Back when he was, let's see, this was like 2005. I was just starting to train, and I went to XCW in Denton, Texas, because my trainer was wrestling that night. So I went over there, and Keith Lee wrestled there, and his mom would get in fights in the crowd when people would boo her boy.
Oh, that's great.
And the promoter wanted Keith to go out there and tell his mom, smarten her up, and he wouldn't do it. He goes, "No, I'm not taking that away from my mama."
Oh,
But she'd be in the crowd fighting. It's 100% true. It's the craziest shit. And at XCW, it was like an ECW style show.
yeah.
So it was crazy. I'd never witnessed anything like that at that time. But for his mom, his mom was crazy.
In that day and age, where you think everybody is smart to the business, but quick story. Moody, Percy Pringle, Paul Barrett told me one time about Kamala. He used to wrestle as Sugar Bear Harris. Well, they did a big battle royal. The winner of the battle royal got, I don't know, I think back then it was like $10,000 or something. So, of course, Sugar Bear wins the battle royal. Goes home, and the way it was set up, the TV aired like a week later. So he's off wrestling on the road. The show airs. His wife is watching. Well, Sugar Bear won the battle royal, $10,000. He comes to go home. She is on the porch on a rocking chair with a baseball bat and did not let him in. He had to call and get Moody and some other guys and finally trying to smarten her up, no, it's not exactly how this went down, but yeah, that's just how the guys were. They were true to the business. They didn't.
You mean that big check?
Family didn't get smartened up anybody.
That check wasn't real.
No.
Before I get you out of here, I want to tell everybody where you're going to be. Of course, we talked about June 7th. You're going to be in Brookhaven, Mississippi. But then June 21st, you're going to be wrestling for XIW, Extreme Impact Wrestling, in Panama City, Florida.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah, so defending the XIW middleweight championship against somebody I'm sure you've been in the ring with, Dave Sigmund.
Yes.
So, and then,
he's been in with us in Fountain Hill a couple times.
Another first time matchup. As long as we've been in the business together, we've never stepped in the ring together. So.
Well, if you're down in Florida, there you go. You can catch Steve Anthony June 21st.
Yep. Also this weekend, Lafayette, Louisiana, Cajun Dome Expo Center, big show for LWA Wrestling, Louisiana Wrestling Alliance tournament. There's a big fan fest. I know Jay Lethal's part of it, One Man Gang, the original grappler, Lynn Denton, big show in second round of the tournament.
Awesome. We love Lynn.
If you see Lynn Denton, go talk to him. He's just so great.
Yeah, super guy.
You mentioned all these places that you can work now. Would you say right now there's more quality independent wrestling shows and shorter distances to travel between each other than it's been in a long time?
Oh yeah.
Because it used to be you'd have one good one and 3 shit shows.
Yeah. Still find those, but in a whole, I think I'll speak with the South because I don't really travel that much anymore. I don't get out to the West Coast and East Coast, but I talk to people. But I think in a whole, man, the whole U.S. is a lot better with quality wrestlers than ever before, and there's so much out there. There's so much. Look, WWE is now doing stuff with independent guys as well as TNA, and so the door's wide open as far as wrestling. Now, in my opinion, is it a little too saturated? Yeah, I think it's saturated. There's still not enough to make a really good living unless you're top star at one of those places. So,
right. I just wondered because I know how it was when I started.
oh, me too.
There's only a handful of quality ones
Yeah.
in Texas, and now it's you got take your pick, and
Right.
we just don't see. Like I said, there's still some of it, but you mentioned that the I don't know what changed that got everybody's level of training up so well that you have as many quality wrestlers that we have today.
Yeah, no, you do. But if you go on the internet, you will still find people doing dumb, crazy, excuse my language, bullshit.
Yeah, and you've been pointing it out here lately.
Yeah. I guess that comes with age, man. You just and it's not to knock people. It's always to help. But man, look, you look at the older wrestlers and the way they walk, just the bumps and the long drives in cars kills our bodies. Guys, you don't need to do that. The fans will be entertained. Trust me. If you go back and you watch all this crazy stuff and listen to the crowd, because that's always what I do. They do these crazy stuff, moves and stunts, and then you listen to the crowd, and it's not what they thought it was going to be in their head, right? So
Right.
Why are you doing it? Most guys aren't doing this for a living anymore. You got a family to support. You got a job to go to the next day or whatever. So just
I guess you can only imagine how it hits me because I'm almost 60.
Yeah.
And I think the promoters are to blame on some of it because it's like they don't say no.
Yeah.
And even recently, I don't know if I should call it out or anything. I guess I can because it got called out on national radio. I can't think of the fellow's name that did it. He jumped off, did a 450 off of a platform to the floor, and nobody could catch him.
Oh, I saw that.
And even Bully Ray said, hey, maybe the promoter should have said, no, we're not going to do that. And he even explained the mechanics of it, that why those guys would have a hard time catching him because he was so compressed from doing the 450.
Right.
And he was coming down so fast.
Yeah.
But maybe the promoter should have said, no, we ought not maybe do that tonight.
Now I can't. I remember talking about it. Who was that?
I can't.
Now I got to know.
I can't remember his name. And
was it the one off the high wire X division?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just.
I saw the video. I didn't even want to know the name because I just hopefully he's all right. And
he was good.
No serious injuries, but it's like.
But if he could have done that into the ring, he would have had a chance to pin somebody.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Nobody's ever winning them out of the ring.
No,
I don't want to see anybody get hurt.
And that's it, because we all got families, we got bills to pay, and it's like you for one 2-second clap, you're gonna possibly, end your wrestling career or God forbid end your life.
Right. Well, I'm glad that, somebody that with as much respect in the business calls it out, and I don't think you do it in a mean way. So,
no, if it comes off, it's definitely not meant to be mean. It's like because I take it serious because I know what I've been through. I've had the broken ankles, from doing stuff like that. So, yeah,
you do, and you do some. I mean, you do a 450, but when you do it, it makes sense. It's not like bam, 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 bam. Like we're going to forget everything so you can do all that. You have worked up to a point in the match where that's called for. So you can still do all that stuff, but if you put the work in with it, it's so much more entertaining.
And exactly, everything has to tie in. If it's just, it's like watching. It's the way it was taught to me. It's like watching tennis, right? The ball's moving. People are just doing this until the ball drops, and then they clap, right?
Yep.
So give them a chance to clap. Slow down. Let everything register. And just remember, we're not there to entertain the guys in the back. We're there to entertain the hardworking people that pay the money to see us. So,
Speaking of hardworking people that pay to see us, Ginger Griffin says sometimes that she was the only Steve Anthony fan in the building.
oh yes, in my not so nice days, yeah.
She stayed with you, huh?
Oh yeah, she's been true. What a trooper.
I tell everybody she's probably the greatest of the wrestling fans. She's always
no
in the
doubt.
car going somewhere.
Yeah, no doubt.
It surprises me to see her. I can be hours away in Mississippi, and then I can be hours away in Louisiana, and she's there.
Hell, she's probably put just as many miles on her vehicle as we have.
Well, she's retired now, so she's
Heck
probably going to do
yeah.
it more.
Good for her. Good for her.
Well, Steve, thank you so much for coming on our show tonight.
Yes,
Thank you guys for having me.
We're really trying to grow. We're really trying to grow this program, and you coming on means the world to me. I can't thank you enough.
Well, Dave, thank you guys for having me, and I'd love to do it again.
Awesome.
We'd love to have
Thank
you
you.
back. I'll see you June 7th in Brookhaven.
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Have a good one.
Safe travels.
Bye bye. You know, he said a cute couple things that triggered a couple questions I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Speaking
first off, hey, that was Steve Anthony, y'all.
I'm very
We had
sorry.
Steve
Yes,
Anthony
yes,
on the
yes.
show. Y'all don't.
NWA,
I don't think y'all realize. I hope I come across just how much respect I have for that man.
what? Yes, 100%.
I mean, that best in the South. That best in the South is a shoot. Everybody can get mad about it. They all know it's true.
And again, being part of a lineage like an NWA junior heavyweight title, like Danny Hodge, Dory Funk, Vern Gagne, Nelson Royal, Scott Armstrong, like people.
And he didn't do it. And he didn't do it in the down era of the belt. It don't get any better than Jushin Thunder Liger and Tiger Mask.
Very true.
I mean,
Very true.
so I mean,
And at Cauliflower Alley, I just think that would have been really cool. Like, that was a crowd, because not only are there fans, but they're your peers and people. Like you said, Harley Race was there. Harley Race got to watch him after him being at his school and being a trainer. He got to watch him win the NWA title. I mean,
you just go back and look at, you just pick a page on Cage Match and look. He's been in there with Joey Ryan. He's been in there with Houston Carson. He's been there with APOC, Tim Storm. He's been in there with Barrett Brown, Mike Dell, the Nightmare Jeremiah, Vordell Walker,
who apparently is a beast. We all need to go look him up and watch.
I already know.
Yes, you already know. Me, I don't.
Andy Dalton, who a lot of people don't know, but Raymond Rowe. He beat Raymond Rowe. Raymond Rowe is one of the what do they call them? The War Raiders now?
Oh, yes.
Ray Rowe was part of that was War Machine in ROH.
War Machine.
He beat him in Houma, Louisiana.
Oh Lord, Houma. He is the one not.
He's
the other guy, right? He's the other guy not married to the girl.
Right. And
the other one dude is. He's a big man.
He's wrestled Leland Race. He's wrestled Frankie Thomas. He's got victories over Sanjay Dutt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, several times against Lance Hoyt, Rodney Mack.
Mm-hmm.
When he was the NWA Elite Heavyweight Champion, I mean, they put big gun. I mean, he's truly a junior heavyweight, and he was beating up heavyweights. I mean, because he can wrestle. He out wrestled them.
Well, like you said, I mean, he learned from a variety of people, so he could adapt, to multiple styles, and and then to be able to do, and then he trained at Harley Race. So, like I said, he got to learn a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and that's again obviously makes him a very well-rounded wrestler because he can do anything. So yeah, it's super cool. Super cool.
That is Vordell Walker.
Okay. How tall is he? Do you know? He looks tall. I just wondered.
He's pretty close to 6 foot.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He cracked me up one night. He needed a mask.
Oh, how come?
He needed a mask and some trunks.
Oh, okay.
And
Talk about not being prepared as a wrestler.
well, no, this was something that they were doing that wasn't going to be Vordell.
I'm just kidding.
I don't remember that we were doing some kind of angle, but it was like on the fly.
Yeah.
So I handed him my tights, and he was able to squeeze into them. I mean, but I gave him this mask, and he got the mask on, and the mask kind of had pleather, and that mask, and the mask was kind. I mean, the mask was. We weren't ever doing anything with that mask after that. Because I always kept tights, boots, and a mask in my bag in case I had the opportunity to get a battle royal. Because I was referee, I had a mask.
Heck yeah. You could be Super Dave.
Yeah, we weren't fooling anybody every time I did it.
Oh, I know. That's okay. Okay. My two questions.
Okay.
I forgot what the first one was, but the second one, oh, I know what it is. Okay, never mind. So I don't know about you. We both have. I watched Saturday Night Main Event. Did you watch Saturday Night Main Event?
I did watch Saturday Night Main Event. I got to call Willie Buck out on something before we do this, though.
Oh,
Palm Water, don't forget my favorite wrestler, and that'll be Lucha Lacora. I thought your favorite wrestler was Ray Fury.
No kidding. What happened, Willie Buck?
Now, I like Lucha Lacora too, but come on.
That's true. You've been
You're turning on Ray Fury?
Interesting.
I don't know, man.
We'll see
what kind
what
of world
he says.
we live in when Willie Buck turns on Ray Fury?
I know. That was really surprising. I totally agree. But so, cage match.
Yes.
Between Damian Priest.
Oh, I got opinions. How much time we got?
Well, I think we probably, the way you're talking, I feel like we probably have the same opinion in the sense of why did Damian Priest walk out the cage?
Even Jesse Ventura called him out on it. Well, we got to bring a limo down there to pick you up.
Do you think that was planned? Or as in, I don't know. I mean, like about Jesse making such a big deal about it. And it was kind of like, do you think this is going somewhere? Or
Jesse Ventura is a pro. He did not forget that the WWF has always been an escape the cage match territory.
Mm-hmm.
He was there. He was there as WWF.
Right.
He knows that all of a sudden Jesse Ventura don't know about no, Jesse Ventura made Damian Priest look bad for the way that he won.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
But they've never in the past done that.
Right. I know. That was really weird.
Because I think that they're going to make Damian Priest go. I think
the heel?
Let's see if they start teasing him about how he won that match.
Okay. That was weird.
Because I thought he could have pinned him.
Yeah, but now that you say
the maneuver that he did, he should have been able to pin him.
Yeah, because like you said, that's what a good guy does. That's what a babyface does.
Yeah,
I mean, the heels are the ones that do all that.
But here's Palm Water's hot take.
Are you barking at the clouds?
Might be. Let's see. Did
you delete it?
I think I've got it in a different folder and it's not available on this side.
Oh, okay.
And it's so funny. We'll bark at clouds another week.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have another subject.
But the first time I saw a cage match in WWF, when I got cable television, and the winner won by escaping the cage, I literally said, "What in the blue hell is this?"
Was it a blue cage too? Was it the blue cage?
No, back then they're still using chain link at that.
Okay, I didn't know.
But I never liked the blue cage.
Oh, I love the blue cage. I grew up with that though.
Well,
I think that's very nostalgic to me. Like I would love to have seen that on Saturday Night.
We didn't call them cage matches. We didn't call them cage matches. They were fence matches.
Fence matches.
Because they put a fence around the ring.
Okay.
But here is what a cage match is intended to be.
Uh-huh.
It's a blow-off match for a feud. It's
right.
Because the good guy can't keep the bad guy in the ring.
Or keep others out from interfering.
Keep others out.
Yes.
So we're going to settle our differences inside a steel cage.
Yes.
One fall, no time limit, no disqualification.
Right.
We're not bringing kendo sticks. Now, occasionally you'd have somebody throw a chair over into the ring or pass something through. That happened.
Right.
But you didn't get out of the cage and start getting the crap out from under the ring.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes. I hate that.
You were settling. It was two men settling the score inside a cage.
Right.
And the cage was the weapon.
Exactly.
When a wrestler got thrown into the cage, he bled.
Mm-hmm.
You took that man's head and you could see him dragging it across the steel. It didn't have platforms on the top of it to stand on. It had
Right.
jagged, it had little jags. I mean, like a fence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like sometimes in your neighborhood, you had a chain link fence that didn't have that on the top of it. They were kind of rounded off, and that was okay for a kid to climb over.
Right.
But then there you had the neighbors that didn't want you climbing their fence, so you had the jagged stuff on there.
Right.
I know this because my mom made me wear bell bottoms to elementary school one time. I got teased so bad that on my way home, I climbed up a fence. I hung my jeans on the top of the fence, fell back, and ripped my bell bottoms so I wouldn't have to wear them again.
Oh, that's so
But I'm
funny.
telling you, that's how men settled their issues
Mm-hmm.
in the National Wrestling Alliance.
Sure. That makes sense.
And in the World Wrestling Federation, you could escape the cage. You could run
is
from the
weird.
fight.
That is weird.
You could run from the fight.
But again,
like-
that was a heel thing to do. You know, as a bad
Yeah,
guy,
but Bruno
you would
did
run
it.
away.
Bruno won this cage matches by walking out of the cage.
Mm,
I mean, you incapacitated your opponent, you escaped the cage.
mm.
Now, do I think Bruno Sammartino was a pussy? No.
Right.
But he won the cage matches as like a pussy because why don't you pin him?
Interesting.
Why don't you get a submission?
Right. Every one of them he won like that?
I've got me and Mac Page. That's how you won cage matches in the WWF.
Really? Okay. I don't
Samuel, yes, I will be at both. I will be at both shows. And I'm sorry I didn't put your questions up when we were talking to Steve. He'd already addressed some of them.
Yeah, the Anthony Green.
Yeah.
He talked about that one. That was pretty cool. The other question,
And I did like the retro feel to Saturday night's main event. I liked how they came out of the old entrance to go to the ring. I was all in the feels. I would have been for the blue cage.
Mm-hmm.
I really think they missed an opportunity with not using the blue cage.
Yes, for Saturday night main event. I do too. I definitely.
But
go ahead.
Go ahead. But what I'm saying is that was my perception then, now, and forever. That cage matches are not by escape.
Yes.
And if they don't make Damian Priest a heel and make him feel less than for winning his match that way.
So then then Drew McIntyre becomes a face?
Do you
Like
dislike Drew McIntyre now? Has Drew pissed you off? Is there anything
no.
about Drew McIntyre that you don't like?
Okay. I mean, but he's very oh Lord, you scared me. I didn't know what happened to you.
Oh, my bad.
I turned around, so I was like, oh. I don't. He's not really made me mad, but he was doing a lot of good things with it's again. I feel like he's fallen. Like he was doing top tier stuff.
Yeah.
Now he's not in the top tier. So you think they're going to try to make? I mean, I don't know. They decided to flip him. I think
he's going away for a while to heal up some injuries.
That's true. He had a concussion, or he can't move his neck or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's
But go ahead.
My other question for you. I heard this. I wish I remember who told me or where I heard it from. I think it's a very good point. It's kind of what even we were talking about with Steve Anthony. This one girl, I think she's on NXT. She does the soul
snatcher.
Okay. Someone put it. She ends up taking a bigger bump than the person that she is doing the move to. And
I don't think the impact, it's impressive.
Yes.
It's different. But it looks like to me, well, for one, it's not going to work if your opponent just stands up straight.
Right. It's
impressive that the timing of it. It looks like you got to have help. I'm not saying that she's not talented.
Right. She's
a gymnastics wrestler.
Right.
She's got a good look. I'm not dogging her. I saw the finish. Turned to Stephanie and said, "Hey, Steph, watch it. Watch what she does. Watch what she does." Steph said, "Looks like it's probably going to hurt her worse." And I said,
And-
it seems like to me that if you had the opponent like that and you're on the top rope, if you just came crashing down on them, it would be more impact than what you just did.
Right.
Now, it's impressive that she can do it.
You're right, though. I can't remember. It wasn't you all. If somebody else had mentioned that, and I was like, that kind of makes sense. Like, you're doing a move again.
We're on the same wavelength, though, because
that's a move.
The steel cage and the soul and the soul snatcher were two topics that I had for this week.
Oh, okay, good. So, I probably saw it on Twitter, or maybe some guys in our chat. I don't know, but it goes back to that whole, like, first off, that's going to be a move that's going to look really crappy when it gets screwed up. When, you know what I mean? Like, when the person is not even close and she's flipping around, but it doesn't make any sense to do that move. It looks like it's going to hurt you worse.
If your opponent stands up straight, there's no way you're going to get them.
Right. I don't know. Like you said, I know it is impressive. I think
it's impressed somebody to let her do it. It's different.
Right. It's different. And I'm sure, but yeah, I don't think it's not believable. I don't like that as much. But
what do you think about the announcement that Chad Gable is going against Viking Del
at Worlds Collide?
Yeah. And for the championship, and Del Rio hadn't lost championship yet.
I think that it's about like Trick Williams winning the TNA heavyweight championship belt. It's like, what in the world's going on these days?
Didn't see that coming.
No. Why would you? I mean, you know what I mean? It's like
eventually, though, something's got to happen.
Did they secretly buy TNA and we don't know it yet? Like AAA?
It's definitely a developmental territory for them.
I think that's weird, though. What is NXT? Like, is that just a whole, like, what
they
is
say
NXT
it's developmental,
then?
but it's really not.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
mean, that Italian guy, which let me just say that Guido Italian mobster, forget about it type gimmick does not work for me in any way, shape, form, and fashion in 2025.
Right. True.
I disconnect from it. And from what I understand, this guy's been around for a long time.
Uh-huh.
So he's definitely not being developed anymore. I mean, he is a veteran at this point.
But all those little NIL people, they go to NXT, right? Like the
Evolve.
ones that, or whatever.
And
It's
Evolve.
not Evolve. I think that's, I don't know. It's wrestling is a very interesting. I mean, I love it.
A lot going on right now.
That's what I was going to say. There's a lot going on just this weekend, trying to watch it all.
Look what WWE's done to just all in. Is it All In or All Out?
Which way?
All In weekend?
All Out weekend.
All Out weekend. Is it All Out in Texas? It's All In, then All
No,
Out.
it's All In. That. No, you're right. Sorry.
Anyway,
for my
WWE's All In because they're gonna have an NXT show going head to head with it. And then that night they're gonna have Saturday night's main event.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. What do you think about? I thought about you as soon as I heard WrestleMania is no longer in New Orleans next year.
That pissed me off.
I was going to say you were like already planned to go. Yeah,
I mean, don't announce it and then pull it back.
Right.
That just feels dirty.
And say, we'll give you summer. What are they going to give them? Summer.
They're going to give them Money in the Bank.
Oh, Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank. Woo.
Wonder what happened. I mean,
Triple H makes a video like that's a big damn deal. They got Money in the Bank.
Right. Right.
I don't blame them. I imagine that working with Vegas. Working with Vegas, their TKO's headquartered there. It's probably good for their business to have a good relationship. And Vegas, I mean, they're making their money before they ever sell a ticket.
Sure.
And we have they announced for sure that it's going to be Vegas yet? Because I've also heard there's a chance it could be London. But either way,
who knows? I mean,
they got a better offer, and they pulled the rug out of New Orleans, and people had already put down deposits and stuff. Like I said, my buddies in the group chat, we're going to celebrate Palm Water's birthday. He's going to be 60 years old. We're going to celebrate in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, and I'm going to work every indie show that I can get on.
Right.
And now I'm not. And now they're not. And now,
Now you're not going to get to celebrate your birthday, maybe, if it's in London. And, that just kind of, I don't know.
I didn't need WWE to celebrate my birthday. That's just an excuse to go to New Orleans.
But that's what I mean, is that was like that's what you were going to do.
3 hours from my house is doable. I'm not going to Vegas.
Right. Right. No, I understand that.
Well, Amy,
let's
talk about big time belts before we run out of time.
Yes, 100%.
Big Time Belts, Facebook.com. Join the Big Time Belts group. Muhammad Zubair is doing excellent work. You can get the belt of your dreams at high quality and a very low price. This fella got him a Baltimore Orioles. That's a fan. And that's a fan. Look at the sidebars on there. He kind of copied the Winged Eagle a little bit. That's a fan because my daughter went to go see the Orioles play and they lost 24-2.
Oh, snap. 24-2.
The Vegas Golden Knights tribute belt. This guy was able to get it done. Don't like the hockey team, but I do love the belt.
It's very nice.
The boys over at Bells and Belts, they had Big Time Belts, hook them up. The Penny Pool champions.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
And Athena, the forever Ring of Honor Women's Champion, showing it off at Ribera in Japan. Got her Ribera jacket, got her belt. She's spinning it on TV. She's spinning it in Japan, and she's spinning it because it was made by Big Time Belts.
That's amazing.
And I want to thank Big Time Belts for sponsoring our podcast, Big Time Belts, Facebook.com. Like I said, join the group. He does great work. He don't take forever to do it. And like I said, I want to thank him for all that he does for us.
Awesome. Again, I just want to mention that this Friday, 7:00, I will be on Till 5 podcast talking about the greatest women wrestlers of all time. We're going to be doing a little tournament. So that should be fun. Please make sure you join us. I will definitely make sure I drop a link on our page once I know exactly. I'll get it, all that good stuff.
And before we go, Stephanie just reminded me that tomorrow night we're going to be meeting with an individual that's going to come to the house. He's going to tour the man cave.
Ooh.
And we're going to design a belt.
Fun.
And Big Time Belts is going to make that belt come true. And it will be, we'll be seeing it.
I can't wait.
I don't think it's a secret, but I'll wait until maybe I'll document it from beginning to end.
Oh, that
and show the process of making a belt dream come true. And this belt will be prominently featured this fall.
Do it.
Definitely. Every Friday night. If you picking up what I'm putting down.
I'm picking it up, I think.
All right, Amy, we're going to get out of here. Thoughts and prayers to JR.
Yes.
Jim Ross they got the cancer removed. Now he's in the recovery process, and hopefully he'll get back to normal sooner rather than later.
Bless him. Yes.
For the First Lady of the Arn Anderson Fan Club, Miss Amy Vaughn, I'm Palm Water Dave. Thank you for joining us. We'll catch you next time on Talking Wrestling with Palm Water Amy, seen on the Markout Moments YouTube channel.